All right, a pleasant good evening to you and yours, and welcome to the Brevard Sports Network, FHSAA 6A-2 regional action from USSSA Stadium. And that ball is popped up into right field. Zach Alarashi gives chase, and misjudges it out there. And around second and on his way to third with a stand-up triple will be Colt and Stevens. And joining me tonight is Jeremy Ferrelli. And Jeremy, tough play when that ball gets up there in that wind like that.
Yeah, there's a lot of wind because I can feel it from here.
It's a tough wind. There's a lot of wind. You can feel it from right where he's sitting. When that ball gets up there, it here in Viera, Satellite Beach, it's the same way as number 3 steps in for Dwyer. And we'll tell you a little bit here about these two teams coming up and all that. A little late getting well, actually, they were a little early getting started, which kind of threw us for a loop. I want to thank the Viera Hawks RBI Club for sponsoring tonight's game. On the bump tonight is Brennan Confreda. Let's go ahead and take you around the infield and the outfield. Out in left field is Aiden Cameron. And I want to say hello to, who am I saying hello to? Corey and David in Maryland tonight. Clarksville, Maryland. So welcome, Corey and David. And there's a shot into left field, and that's going to get down, and Dwyer's going to get on the board first. With a base hit there. So you didn't miss the triple and you didn't miss the base hit. There is one out in the inning. That was a ground out to the second baseman to start the game. And so a rough start here. Now, a couple things you need to know. These are the defending state champs, the Dwyer Panthers. They did eliminate Viera last year in the Final Four. But this is a much different Dwyer team. They are a 7 seed. That base hit there by Dom Pecoraro. So this is a different Dwyer team. Max Abrams is at the dish. He'll shoot over. And back in time. But take you around the rest. Dominic Leone in center field. Out in right field is Zach Alarashi. Caden Doherty is at third. Over at short is Brody Vogel. Your second baseman, Trey Slavic. Over at first base tonight is Jay Fowler. Like I said, Confreda getting the start.
Is there pickoff rules?
Nope. No pickoff rules. You can go over as many times as you want. Obviously, you can't balk if you make the, if you go to first, you've got to commit. The lead by Pecoraro. Pitch upstairs. Confreda had a rough start last year against Dwyer in the Final Four. And it's not because of Confreda. That was one of the best hitting teams I've seen in a long time, that Dwyer team last year. 1-1 is strike 2. 1-2 now. The lefty to the righty. Max Abrams at the dish. The pitch outside 2-2. The winner, this is game 1 of the series, and it's a best of 3. Game 2 will be here tomorrow night, and game 3, if necessary, in Palm Beach. Swing and a miss, and he gets Abrams on the strikeout. That's going to bring up Cole Griffin. So Cole Griffin steps in. He's the first baseman tonight. And down to second base. Good throw, but a good steal. Good jump. And off and on and off and on.
Yeah, I don't know what that was.
Yeah.
I don't know if he pushed him off or what. 'Cause, I mean, he was standing up and he fell off.
Yeah. So Brady Jensen, the catcher, his battery mate's going to go out and talk to him tonight. And the name, their manager may sound familiar to many people, Jordan Yamamoto. No, he's no relation to the Japanese pitcher Yamamoto, but he did pitch in the major leagues, did he not, Jeremy?
Yeah, he played for the Marlins. I think the Mets.
Marlins.
I remember when he played.
Yeah, Marlins and the pitch for the Marlins and the Mets did Yamamoto. Pitch. And no, he's not. I'm sure he'd still be there if he was making the $300 million that the other Yamamoto is making.
Yeah.
It's a big chunk of change.
That's a lot of money.
You're not kidding. Two outs, two strikes. Pitch, outside corner. Confreda this year, 4-3 with a 1.52 ERA. Brennan has pitched 32 in the third innings. He's allowed 13 hits, 7 earned runs, walked 16, and struck out 49. That was the first triple of the year on his watch. And the pitch, and it's now a deuces wild scenario. As Griffin comes in batting 175. 2-2-2. The turn card pitch on its way is lined foul. And we'll do it all over again here. Runner at second, 1 run in. Dwyer on top, 1-0. Game 1 of a best-of-3 6A Region 2 quarterfinal. We'll get the scoreboard up and all that good stuff here in just a second. Confreda kicks and fires. And yes, indeed.
That was a good pitch.
Yeah, that's a on the corner. Catches him looking, and Cole Griffin goes down, and Confreda strikes out the last 2 hitters as Dwyer gets 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the first. The Panthers won. The Hawks coming to bat. All right. I know it says the inning 7th there. I'll fix that as we head to the bottom of the first. It'll be Brody Vogel, Aiden Cameron, and Brady Jensen. 1, 2, and 3 for Viera. Comes in batting .284 as a team. Vogel 367, 33 hits this year. That is a team high 33 hits. Vogel's first pitch offering is in for a strike.
That was a good pitch.
Let's take you around the infield and the outfield here in just a second. Tell you a little bit about balls fouled, out of play, and immediately strike two. On the bump tonight, who is that guy?
The pitcher?
Yeah, I don't have. Hang on here.
He's number 16.
Yeah, I don't have a 16 on the roster. That ball is skied. The first baseman chasing. Tough play. Will he get there? No, he won't. He'll get back in the crowd. Let's see here. You sent me. Is Reed. So he's listed as Reed on the lineup card. It's Logan Reed is his name, unless he's got a brother on the team. I don't think that he does. So this is Logan Reed. Gets the nod from Coach Yamamoto in game one. And
oh shit.
Yeah, oh. So Jeremy with the fraudulent slip there.
My bad.
Yeah, dude, you can't do that, man. You cannot do that. But anyway, the reason for it is because the ball came right through the screen. And, yeah, that didn't hit anybody, did it?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think it just went like, it was
I think
close
it
to
scared
a
the
lot.
hell out of us there. And here's the 0-2, and that ball is punched into center field for a leadoff base hit by Brody Vogel. Yeah, that thing came right through the screen.
I mean, I guess, but that doesn't make sense why this is blocked off.
Yeah, I have had that conversation on this broadcast several times as to why, if it's up there, is it blocked? And that's because I don't think they know how many holes are in this net.
Yeah, that's true. Because I could see some right there too, down low.
The
one right there.
Freudian slip there.
Yeah, I'm
you,
sorry.
my friend, have become the first one ever to let it go.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. The FCC will be all over me tomorrow. No, I'm kidding. It's the internet. Yeah, that is a scary thing, though, how that goes down like that when that ball, because that ball is smoking through there, and you expect that fence that netting to stop it, and it doesn't.
Yeah.
It's a false sense of security.
I know, it's like they might as well not even have it.
Vogel with a lead. Pitch as he fouls that off. So Reed this year 2-2 with a 4.55 ERA and 27 2/3 innings pitched. He's allowed 22 hits, 18 earned runs, 16 walks, and 38, make it 39 strikeouts as Aiden Cameron goes down, and Brady Jensen, the catcher, will step in for the first time in a while. Jensen is under 300, or under 400, I should say. My apologies. Jensen 395 this year. 1 on, 1 out. 1-0 Dwyer here in the bottom of inning number 1. I'll get that fixed. The inning here after this. They started about 2 minutes early. And then one of the more interesting things I've ever seen happen here on Brevard Sports Network, Caleb went live. He's over at the lacrosse game. And I went live. And when we went simultaneously live at the same time, his title took my feed, and my title took his feed. So that was all screwed up. So we had to both log off and then both get back in. And you want to talk about just at the right time there. That must have occurred. The The 0-2 on its way to Brady Jensen. And Jensen goes the other way. Yes, indeed. Vogel stops at second. And there's 2 on and 1 out. And that's a nice piece of hitting going the other way. That's something he wasn't doing during his little mini slump there. And that time he goes back through the middle and does a nice job to keep the inning going here. And that's going to bring up Zach Alarashi, our district championship hero, as he had the district championship walk-off hit against the Bulldogs, who are also in action tonight.
Who do they play?
They are, I'll have to take a look. Alarashi moved up to the number 4 hole after starting the year at the bottom of the lineup. We got an interview with Zach at the end of the game, but couldn't really hear him. He's a very soft-spoken young man. 1-0 is the first pitch to Alarashi. Vogel at second. Jensen, I believe, probably pinch run for over there. I didn't see who the pinch runner was that came on because he's the catcher. In fact, I know that's a pinch runner.
Yeah, I think it's 11.
Okay.
If I could see it right, it's 11.
That would be Bradley Mishak. Reed takes a peek back, no play on. Here's the pitch outside, 3-0. Dwyer has traveled well here tonight. The 3-0, and that is the proverbial 3-1 strike. And the umpires in the stands did not like the call. The 3-1, Alarashi with a good swing inside out, and the count is 3-2. Of course, we were talking about Yamamoto. The Hawks are led by a pretty good skipper, too, in Matt Gifford. His second season, Gifford Hall of Famer at the collegiate level at St. Leo, player and a Hall of Fame conference player as well. He's the third base coach. I believe that's Dan Widener down at first. The pitch outside, ball 4. Bases are loaded.
It's a good, rebound for Viera.
Yeah. Dominic Leone steps in. Leone this year, 307, and has batted from a multitude of spots in the lineup. The pitch, strike 1 to Dom. In the dirt, good stop.
Yeah, that saved the run pretty much.
Sure did. And let's take you over in left field. It's Rocco Blanco. In center field tonight is Dom Pecoraro. Over in right field is Owen Hewitt for Dwyer. At third base, Shane Rosenberg. The shortstop is Colton Stevens. Your second baseman, Tyler Thrush. And over at first base is Cole Griffin. Max Abrams, the catcher, with the good stop behind the plate. Oh, nice pitch.
Yeah, that was a good pitch.
Got him to chase. Took a little off. Bases loaded here. The Hawks, listen, it's hard to argue with a team that's 18-9, number 2 in a region, but there are certain things that Viera has cost Viera a win or two this year, and leaving runners stranded is one of them. The pitch, and Leone will not strand Vogel at third, station to station, and the Hawks have tied it up. at 1 as Dominic Leone drills a pitch into left field. The bases will stay loaded for the freshman, Carter Lee.
He left that right over the middle. That was a breaking ball.
I am going to fix the score, and I am going to fix the inning. So still just 1 out. And bases loaded. Big spot here for a young player in Carter Lee. He had a big district championship game, if I remember correctly. He had a triple in that one. Big triple. Melbourne's at Lake Minneola tonight, and Heritage is at Archbishop McCarthy.
They're in regions?
Yeah, they made it. They, in fact, are a 7 seed. Brevard County had 9 teams make it to the quote-unquote dance, if you will, the baseball FHSAA dance here. April Madness, we'll call it. And we have lost 3 of our teams already. We have lost Rockledge, who went down 0-2 and lost their series. MCC lost to the First Academy, and Astronaut fell to South Sumter. We had one team clinch last night their series, and that was Merritt Island over Suncoast. And we got 2 teams going to game 3s. Big one tomorrow at Satellite, 3 o'clock. You'll see it here on Brevard Sports Network as the Scorps and the Conks will play in game 3. And O'Galley will travel down to Miami tomorrow to play game 3 against Balin Jesuit in their best of 3 series, winner take all. The 1A through 4A regional semifinals will start on Monday as Carter Lee is down 1 ball and 2 strikes here. Bases loaded, and there's a little, Lee with a fine piece of hitting as a freshman. Here comes Zach Alarashi, the throw. He's safe. Yeah, that's a great call. Down to third. That's a bad base running error there. And I don't know if you just can't get thrown out of third, but that's just a good play there. And Zach Alarashi with a great slide.
Yeah, the ball beat him. That was a good.
Yeah.
That was a good call too.
Yep. Umpire was right there to make it, and the Hawks score 2 to make it 3-1. Oh, what was Jeremy? What impressed me the most there was how the freshman just laid the bat out, got the barrel of the bat on the ball, and punched it past the shortstop.
Yeah, I mean, it was outside too. He just put it on the ball, put the bat on the ball with 2 strikes, and good stuff happens.
Thrown out at third is Dominic Leone. Oh, and 2 now to Caden Doherty. So 3 runs in, 3 runs, 4 hits in the inning. Whew. That ball looked like it was headed for one of them holes.
Yeah, I thought it was too. The way right where it hit, it looked like there was a hole.
Yep. Nice stop by the catcher. So Carter Lee at first. Caden Doherty at the plate. Swing and a miss, and that will end the inning. But not before the Viera Hawks played 3. They get 3 runs on 4 hits. No errors. One left. We go to the top of the second inning. 3-1 Hawks. Owen Hewitt, the right fielder, steps in. And we were just discussing the pitching matchups, and not the aces of the staffs going in game one tonight for either team. Just judging and looking at the statistics on Max Preps, I would think based on innings pitched, Flowers is 36 and two-thirds innings pitched this year, 38 strikeouts. He looks to be the ace. Your probable game two starter, probably Caden Jensen for Viera. I don't know. Just when you think you know, you don't, and it's 2-1 to Owen Hewitt. So Brennan Confreda getting something they couldn't deliver him last year in the Final Four. And that's a little run support early. And swing and a miss, and the count is full at 3-2. Confreda labored a little bit in that first inning last year and hadn't pitched in a while either. And that is high heat there, Jeremy.
It's a good pitch.
Caden Buford will step in.
So if it's a series, then it'll benefit Viera if they can mercy rule them, basically.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, because you save pitch counts, you save arms. Yeah, absolutely.
It's a lot different from
regular season.
Yeah, and last year.
Yeah.
They didn't have the series last year.
No, this is the first year for it, yeah. Caden Buford, 333 this year, 7 hits and 2 RBIs, sophomore. And this is a young team. You knew they were going to retool a little bit after winning the state championship last year, their first in program history. The 0-2 is out and up for a ball. Shane Rosenberg, the third baseman, is on deck. The 268 hitter. Oh, that one dropped in, but it was a little low.
That was a good pitch.
Yeah, good. Tried to get him a chase, and he checked it up. Good job. Won't get it there. Brennan now has thrown 3 straight balls to fall behind. 3 balls and 2 strikes. 1 run and 2 hits for Dwyer. 3 runs and 4 hits for Viera. The scorekeeper upstairs gave Zach Alarashi an error. I am not. And Confreda loses him after getting ahead of him. 0-2. So Shane Rosenberg will step in, 268. He's got 11 hits this year, and he makes them count. He's got 10 RBIs. The other thing I want to check on real quick here and see how many bases they steal. 56 stolen bases this year. As for Buford himself, he's not at the top of the list, that is for sure. Yeah, it doesn't look like Buford's going anywhere.
They have 56 and what? 23 games.
Yeah, that's 2 per game. A little over 2.5 per game.
That's nasty.
So he's got a lefty-lefty matchup here to the third baseman, Rosenberg. And again, Fhsaa is ahead, 0-2. Little slide step, and Jensen frames it up, and the umpire, a veteran, says, "No, nice try, young man, but that's a little outside." And that's a bait. Oh, no. Vogel is there, and Vogel hauls in the line. Looked like it was going into left field at first, and then the ball just died.
Yeah, wind's going.
Yep. Not a lot on that. Tyler Thrush will step in, the second baseman. Thrush this year, a .231 hitter. Dwyer's batting .255 as a team this season. They get on base 42% of the time. They slug at a .340. Their OPS is .758 this year. So this is the number 9 hitter in the Dwyer Panther lineup. The first pitch offering from Brennan is upstairs for a ball. Two and 0. Yeah, that satellite Key West game tomorrow is going to be. How do the youngsters say it these days? Lit.
I mean, I guess.
On fire and fuego. I mean, it is going to be all kinds of something tomorrow over at Satellite High School, and I cannot wait to be there for Game 3 between Satellite and Key West tomorrow.
Do you think that people for the family of all the people from Key West are gonna go?
I don't know. You know, Key West has got such an outstanding and long-standing tradition of baseball, right? 1953, their first championship. They won their 11th in 2005. That's a strike, 3-1. They won their 11th state championship in 2005. And as DeMea says down there, you know, they were doing it down there before Friday Night Lights was a thing, which is true. Except then, you know, he got into calling T.J. Gowdy a joker and all that, and you know that's when we come on, we got to take up for our own. So we could not allow that. So tomorrow, I'm glad that thing found a solid part. So tomorrow we'll be over there for Game 3, and look, listen, all of the build-up was – and you know what? You don't see that in baseball. That's normally a football thing with the trash talk. It was a lot of fun. You know, obviously you're going to have your idiots on there who, you know, want to take it further and swing and a miss, and Fhsaa took a little off, and he gets Thrush to strike out and end the inning. So no runs, a walk, no errors, one left. We head to the bottom of the second. 3-1 Viera. Bottom of the second inning here, and stepping in for the Hawks is their pitcher, Brennan Gunfreda. Reed's first pitch offering to him is high and away, ball one. There's a strike. There, he lost his hat like old Jim Bouton used to. Still a great baseball book that stood the test of time, ball four. Brennan wanted it, but patiently stayed off of it. 2-1. Swing and a miss, 2-2. It's a book, quite honestly, that I've probably read twice, but I guarantee you I've listened to a ton of times. Mountain was such a fascinating individual. Strike three, consistency. Yeah, I mean he gave Brennan that pitch earlier, so Brennan's going to go down on it as Trey Slavic steps in. So it's it's one of those books that, I mean, it was the tell-all before there was tell-alls. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
First pitch, right down Viera Boulevard for strike one.
He's fine. He found it.
Yeah, he's got it.
He's throwing a lot better than last inning.
Yeah. Nerves, settle down.
Yeah. Could have been worse last inning, too.
He's a junior. Yeah, you're right. It absolutely could have been worse. Nice job by the catcher to try to frame that up, but just a veteran umpire back there has been pretty good tonight. Really good tonight. So 1-2. Fouled off. I think the thing that was really cool about Jim Bouton that blows people away, because it's something that still, even somebody like you can relate to, is he helped invent Big League Chew.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Became very rich man off of that.
They could probably sell it.
Strike three. Yeah, I mean, the people in the stands can complain all they want. The umpires in the stands, but that's a strike. You know why it's a strike? Because he's established it as a strike. Now, whether or not it's actually on the plate is one thing, but he's called 3 strikeouts tonight on that same pitch. And if you're a pitcher, you take advantage of that. You know what I'm saying? And he did, and that I give credit. I give credit to him. Yeah, I'll be doing some laundry tonight after that one. I don't even know why I opened it. I just dropped it and for some reason thought it would settle and opened it anyway. Outside. Catcher's telling him, hang in there, umpire. You're all right. You just keep giving me that outside corner. And me and you going to get along real well all night long. 3-0. And Vogel. One and 0. Two outs here. Vogel, a 2-out walk with Aiden Cameron up. Cameron was a strikeout victim his last time. inside. 2-0. Brady Jensen, or 3-0. Check that, 3-0. Brady Jensen is on deck as he starts unbuckling equipment. The 3-0 is ball 4, and I think you jinxed him, Jeremy.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that because ever since I said that, he's just walked back to back.
Back-to-back hitters as Jensen steps in with 2 outs here. They didn't unplug me, did they?
Nah, you're still good. It looks fine from here.
Brady Jensen, you know he wants to get into one. He absolutely wants to get into one. First pitch. Bounces in the dirt, 1-0. He's thrown 8 straight balls now.
And I don't know why he'd start off with a breaking ball. You got to get one over. They're not going to swing until he throws a strike, so.
Yeah.
When you throw that many balls in a row.
Yep. It's a good call.
Never mind.
Well, never mind, because he was all over that one. Yeah, it's an unconventional game since you last played, 10 months ago? Yeah. It's changed so much since your playing days, Jeremy. The 1-1. And that's a curveball that just, I don't know what it did.
He needs to throw, you can't get behind because if he gets more behind, he's going to walk the bases loaded. And then you got your middle of the order coming up. So.
Yeah, I know you got a point there. Pitch. Jensen. Now he's got, 2 strikes on him now, right?
He's on that, but it's a foul ball, so it's just a strike.
I was talking to him last week at the O'Galley Merritt Island District game, and he told me he's concentrating and focusing on going more middle. So
you can see it.
Yeah.
Both balls he hit foul right field.
Yep. So Deuce is wild, 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. And this one is hit deep. And back the left fielder calls and hauls. Jensen just missed it. But instead it turns into about a 280-foot out. The Hawks strand 2. We go to the top of the third, 3-1 Viera. All right, welcome back here. Top of the third inning. I want to say hello to Corey and David again. I know I said it earlier, but it was at the very beginning. And that ball is skied to Zach Alarashi in right field. Alarashi calls, and you know what? That ball did the same thing to him that the last one did. And this time, Alarashi stays with it and hauls in at the very last minute. That thing went whoosh, over to the left. Yeah. Colton Stevens steps in. Stevens is the one that hit that ball to Alarashi the last time that allowed him to get to third. And the first pitch is a strike. And the consistency on the outside corner remains. The far outside corner. Strike two, no? Nope. 1-1. 2-1. There it is. Yes, indeed. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
If he's going to keep calling that, just throw it.
Yeah, you got to keep throwing it there. If he's going to call it, take it.
Yeah. Like, I could see what he was trying to do there.
Yeah. What was that?
Trying to just go outside.
Yeah, go outside and hit that zone, right.
Ball. He just elbow dropped when he tried to release it.
The 3-2, leadoff walk. That's too far outside. Dom Pecoraro, and he singled home Stevens last time. Pecoraro confronted to Pecoraro upstairs and outside, ball 1. Confredo with a little lazy throw over. Oh, my goodness gracious.
It's a good throw.
Did he get him? No, he does get the arm in.
Yeah, I think he swam it.
Yeah, he did. Had him, though. It was a good throw by Jensen.
Yeah.
But the base is stolen on Confreda's high leg kick on that one.
Yeah, it was like, I mean, that was a perfect steal. It was a good throw, everything. It's just.
Yeah, something's going on here. Did he get hurt?
Who, the pitcher?
Yeah, he's holding like his shoulder or something. Or does he want to know? Oh, they got to fix the bag. I don't know.
I couldn't tell you either.
I know we've been here before waiting 20 minutes for a bag replacement.
Really?
Yeah, that happened. The PA blew up one night. I was
there for that.
That was another fun 20 minutes. We've had some fun here. A couple of years ago in the district tournament, the lights went out. This was back in 2019. Pitch. Low. 2-1. Three runs and 4 hits for Viera. 1 and 2 for Dwyer, I should say. Two and 1. And there's that corner. And it's 2-2.
Yeah, so you got to take advantage of that.
Is Dom Pecoraro here. The on-deck hitter is Max Abrams. He will be next, unless we see some kind of a goofy double play here.
Yeah.
Curveball's upstairs, 3-2. So Fhsaa, his pitch count continues to climb here as he goes deep in the counts. A lot of 3-2s from Brennan here in the last 2/3 or an inning. The 3-2. That looked good, but probably, if my guess, would have had to be a little low.
Yeah.
Max Abrams steps in, the catcher, and Abrams already has had a workout back there behind the plate tonight. He has saved a run on numerous occasions.
Yeah, he's blocked a lot of balls.
Yes. And he'll look at strike one. Abrams this year. Where's he at? That'll miss. Abrams a .292 hitter. They have 4 home runs this year. Abrams has 2 of them. He's got 10 RBIs and 14 hits for the Panthers. Here it's 1 ball and 1 strike with 2 on and 1 out. Shows bunt. Oh, wow. That's a great job there. And he may beat it out, and he does. The tie goes to the runner. They're not going to like it, but he was safe, at least from where I'm standing.
That was like a perfect bunt. Like I don't think you could throw it any better than that.
No, you couldn't, and they were not expecting it. And
yeah, because he's cleanup, right?
Yeah, he's cleanup guy. I think when you go back and you watch this later tonight, you're gonna see why he called him safe.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, it was a clear tie to the bag, right? I mean, that's what it looked like to me.
It looked like to me too.
Again, the umpires in the stands don't like it, but
yeah, well, they're not the ones.
They're not the ones wearing the blue shirts. And if you know us, right? I mean, I think we're more than fair. We get on the umpires sometimes. I got a note today from an umpire. I won't mention any names, but he knows who he is. Sent me a Facebook message telling me I was dead wrong about an observation that I had made, and so I hear it from him sometimes. And this guy behind the plate tonight, he's getting it from the guys in the stands.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll be honest, I think he's doing a good job. I mean, I do. I mean, he's, listen, do I like the wide strike outside? No. But here's the thing. I mean, he's been consistent with it all night. He established that pitch.
I mean, I feel like I've been pretty critiqueful of umpires, and then I don't really have anything bad to say.
Yeah, no. I mean, you are a pitcher.
You just gotta know. You gotta know what the zone is.
You gotta know what the zone is. 3 or
I
Cole.
mean, it seems like he does. I mean, he's getting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's a good pitch.
Yeah. Both pitchers are using that outside.
Sure. Cole Griffin steps in. Griffin struck out window shopping his last time up, and he takes strike 1, and that is way outside. And Brady Jensen does a heck of a job swinging out there to grab that one. Cole Griffin, I should say, this season is a 175 hitter. And he pops this up, and that's going to get back into the stands. We are in the top of the 3rd and not moving at a pace. Well, let's just say we're moving at a pace that would make a snail proud. We are 55 minutes in.
Wow.
1-2. And we missed the first out. And that is strike 3 as Cole Griffin is on a shopping spree tonight because that's the second time he gets caught looking in the window. And that'll bring up Owen Hewitt. He is not happy with himself. The young man, you can hear him from the dugout. You can still hear him. Pitch outside, ball 1. Hewitt struck out swinging. You got to get the bat off your shoulders.
Yeah, but you got 1 out, bases loaded. I
mean, you've got to get the bat off your shoulders. I mean, you just do.
Yeah, you could literally put it anywhere and it'd be productive.
Yep. Swing and a miss. We saw Carter Lee, the freshman, do that.
Yeah, you just throw
Wasn't a great pitch he swung at. It was a strike, and it ends up a base hit. The 1-1.
Right now.
Huh?
That's how they're winning right now.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I disagree. I disagree with you guys. I see something different. Swing and a miss. Well, he established it in the first inning. Are you kidding me? I'm charting it. No way, man. 2-2. The pitch. 3-2. I got 1, 2. Yeah, I got a bunch of them. 3-2. Now the bases, everybody going to be running here with 3-2. The pitch, and that is low.
Yeah.
Ball 4.
That's
low. I listen, dude. It's low.
That's almost at the ground.
Three to 2. That's the pitch he's been calling all night. 0-1. Outside, 1-1. That is.
That's in the other batter's box.
Caden Buford is up. Bases still loaded. 1 run in. The pitch, and that's inside. 2-1. I think Braden's having a hard time finding a rhythm here.
Yeah, it's been like on and off.
Yeah, he just can't get himself in a rhythm. A nice pitch. That could be a bloop. Somebody going to get there. Alarashi comes on and takes it down. But not before they add 1. They get a hit. 2 runs in the game and 2 hits in the game. We're going to the bottom of the 3rd. It's 3-2 Viera. Zach Alarashi steps in. Alarashi high and outside. Ball one. Swing and a miss. Strike one. Zach with a walk and a run scored his last time. One and two. Alarashi fouls it off and into the seats. And the count stays 1-2. Logan Reed still out there starting the third inning. I think you're going to start to see both of these managers, Yamamoto and Gifford, make the moves outside.
His
2-2.
Got to be getting up there.
Well, I think if for no other reason, that's the plan. Usually when Confreda pitches, it's rare to see him go the distance. And there's a ground ball back to the pitcher who flips it to first for one out. So Dominic Leone will step in. I thought Dom had a holster on. See that thing all around his leg?
Yeah, I see what you're talking about.
Yeah. And Leone first pitch into left field for a base hit, and now the cat and mouse game begins because he leads the team in stolen bases, and he is a threat to go. As Carter Lee, the freshman, with a big hit his last time up, steps in. Keep your eyes on Leone. Gets away from the catcher, and Dom just kind of wanted to be sure. Better to be safe than sorry.
Yeah, he's probably going to steal anyway.
Oh, yeah, he's gone. With one out, he's gone. Not on that one. And now it's 1-1. I'm surprised we didn't see a bunt here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that would make sense.
And that is a strike. 1-2. That one just drops in there. Way outside. So who's your team again? Who's your football team again?
The Patriots.
Who are they going to draft tomorrow night?
Mocks were saying Will Campbell, but, I mean, that's probably who they should take because we have no O-line. We haven't had O-line in, like, 4 years. So.
Right. Swing and a miss, and Lee goes down on strikes for out number 2 here. And Caden Doherty will step in. Doherty struck out swinging his last time up.
But, I mean, if they got another receiver, I wouldn't be mad. But you could get one in the second round, too.
Yeah. This is a draft to me that I'm more interested in on Saturday than I am tomorrow because I don't think it's a very top-heavy, talented draft. I just
Not
don't.
Really.
In a year, in any other year, Cam Ward's not the number one guy.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a stupid thing to say because he is this year, and that's all that matters. But I saw this guy play in person a couple times, and I don't know.
I mean, he wouldn't, like, if it was 2023 or 2022, he wouldn't be the first quarterback taken. So.
Yeah, and you can take chances on quarterbacks today just because you're not salary. A swing and a miss, and it's strike 3, and the inning is over. So back-to-back strikeouts to end the inning. As the Hawks strand a runner, we go to the 4th. We got us a ball game here. 3-2, Viera on top. Well, welcome back here to Fhsaa Stadium. And swing and a miss, leading off the fourth inning. 3-2, 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors. 3 runs, 5 hits, no errors. There's the line score. Brennan Confreda still on the bump. At the dish is Shane Rosenberg, who popped out to Slavic his last time. And this one is lined down the line, but foul. And quickly in an 0-2 hole goes Rosenberg with Tyler Thrush on deck. Well, I'm going to tell you, last night, Grant Arnold from Merritt Island hit a home run that I still don't think has landed. And there's a hanging curveball, and that is put exactly where you put hanging curveballs, in the corner or over the fence and around first, and on his way to second is Rosenberg with a leadoff double, and he just hung him one, and Rosenberg didn't miss it.
Yeah. I mean, that was a perfect place to hit that pitch.
Yeah, I mean, it felt like it stayed up there forever.
Yeah.
Confreda will come back from it. So Tyler Thrush steps in, and we'll see what Yamamoto does here. Does he try to bunt Rosenberg over? Because I'm going to tell you, if Yamamoto's teaching bunting like we saw from Max Abrams, that was a nice bunt Abrams had.
That was like as perfect as it can be.
Yeah, and Jay Fowler's going to come in, and coming in just a little bit is Caden Doherty as well. And he shows no signs of bunting, and that ball should have been a strike. And that one should have been a strike there. 1-0. There's the pitch, and that is fouled off and out of play. And the count is 1-1. The 1-1 on its way, and that is strike 2, and 1-2 as
it's a big strikeout if he
yes indeed. Oh, he threw it away. Brennan just trying to hit that outside portion, and that's what happens when you aim it. You throw it away, and Brennan throws it away, and down the third base goes Rosenberg on the wild pitch. And now,
you really need a strikeout now.
Yeah, you got to get this guy on a strikeout here. Brennan can do it. The pitch. Got him. Great pitch. And back to the top of the lineup in Rocco Blanco. That's exactly where he wanted to put that one. Yeah. I think he swung at a ball.
That's just, I mean, they probably got it in mind that he might call it. So
yeah. Strike 1. 0-1. Nothing and 1 here. Upstairs, 1-1. Two and 1. Tell you what, Brady Jensen's doing a good job back there, man, because it's not easy to pivot, turn, spin, and catch that thing.
Yeah, especially coming that fast.
Yeah.
You got to react fast.
2 and 1. Runner at third, 1 out. Dwyer down by 1 here in the top of the fourth. Confreda's pitch, strike 2. 2-2. There it is. And he gets caught looking. There you go. And that is out number 2.
That's a huge strikeout.
Colton Stevens steps in, and now can the Hawks get out of a jam with a runner on third, nobody out, and now a runner on third, and 2 outs, and strike 1 to Colton. Ball is fouled out of play. The runner at third is Shane Rosenberg. He reached on a double and a wild pitch down to third. 0-2 is the count. There it is. Upstairs on the waste pitch.
It could be a good setup.
I listen. Why not set up out there and then come back inside, jam him up?
Battery could go breaking ball.
The 1-2 upstairs, 2-2. So Deuce is wild now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs here, and the Hawks are 1 strike away from getting out of some trouble here. The 2-2. And he stays alive. Two and two. That's 3-2. That was a little. That was probably in the batter's box a little bit there. 3-2 now. Full count. The 3-2. Got him. And Brennan Confreda, after giving up the double, strikes out the next 3 batters. 2 of them swinging, 1 of them looking. We go to the bottom of the 4th. 3-2 Hawks. Got Brennan Confreda, Trey Slavic, and Brody Vogel coming up. There's the old spin of the tongue by the PA announcer on the Confreda. Brennan coming off of a 3-2. Just misses. 1-0. Outside, ball 2.
His pitch count's got to be up there.
It's getting there because he's going deep in every count.
I know, it's like every batter that's like 3 or 4 pitches is like twice that.
There's a strike. Swing and a miss. 2-2. The 2-2 on its way. And Confreda nearly poked one inside the third base line. The 2-2 on its way. Oh, that was a beautiful changeup.
Yeah, you got him.
Confreda strikes out for the second time tonight. And Trey Slavic will step in. It's almost as if Brennan knew the changeup was coming, but he couldn't slow his bat to get it.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good pitch because he's throwing like all fastballs pretty much. I haven't seen him throw a changeup unless I'm wrong.
Yeah, I know. Slavic struck out looking his last time, and he'll look at ball one. Oh, yeah, dude. Oh, come on now. It's the NHL playoffs. That's got to be on, too. Inside, yeah. I think that's the way that one came across.
Yeah, because he was setting up outside.
Yep. 1-1. Swing and a miss. 1-2. My boy Ovechkin with 2 goals on Monday night there.
Saw that OT winner, too.
Yeah.
You were watching him when he broke the record?
Oh, yeah, man. Oh, yeah. I wasn't going to miss that.
I was watching it. I had it on my phone. I was listening to it.
I was I can't remember if it was the first goal of his career or the first home goal, but I went to his home game debut, and that has fallen off. I mean, you can walk down and just buy a ticket from anybody for $10. The Capitals were terrible when he was drafted. Terrible.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, terrible. I think Sid came in 7 or 6, and he came in 7 or 8. And there's a chopper down the third base line. That's foul.
Yeah, because I think he's older than Sid by a year.
Yeah. And, I mean, it's heartbreaking. If you're a Capitals fan, you hate the Penguins, man. You hate them because
I hate the Penguins too.
Yeah, I mean, like the Penguins have won 3 Stanley Cups.
Yeah.
Under even back in the Lemieux days, all the Stanley Cups the Penguins have won. You can't find one. There's one down the right field. You can't find a Stanley Cup that the Penguins have won in which, at some point during their run to a Stanley Cup, they didn't beat the Washington Capitals in the playoffs. And on most of those occasions, at some point in that series, the Capitals led it.
Yeah, I mean, they beat the Rangers, too, a lot.
Yeah.
I don't like them.
Yeah.
We beat them. I think it was 2021. We beat them, and we came back 3-1. It was 2021. We came back 3-1. That was like the first series we beat them in like forever.
I was at the 2 overtime playoff game. Hold on, I'll tell you about it after this. And that ball is lifted in the center field. This is a tough play from center fielder. Nope. Second baseman gets out there and makes a heck of a play for out number 2. I went to. I think it was like a game 4. I can't remember. It was at the Capitol Center or the new MCI Center, and Mario Lemieux had gotten thrown out of the game early for instigating a fight. Mario Lemieux, right? And then their starting goaltender, Tom Barrasso, he left with a pulled hamstring. So no Lemieux, and down to the backup goalie, Kenny Reggett, and they beat us in 3 or 4 overtimes that night. It was I didn't get home like 4 o'clock in the morning, and I couldn't believe it.
I mean, there was a game in that same series that I was talking about with the Rangers. It was.
This ball is lifted in the left field. Back goes the left fielder. He's got a bead on it and hauls it in for the third and final out. Go ahead.
It was a triple overtime. It was like 12:30, and I had to get up for school the next day. And I was pissed.
I've been to 2 games like that in my as we go to the 5th inning here. I've been to 2 games like that, in my lifetime. I went that Penguin game there, and as a teenager, a 18 or 19-year-old, Easter Eve, my father and I went to see the Capitals and the Islanders play,
Mhm.
and I can't remember who it was from the Islanders. It was Game 7 too, but and when that goal went in, that was the end of the series.
Ooh.
But that was like 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning.
I was Game 7. I would be staying up till the next morning if I had to.
Oh, there's nothing better in hockey. We got a new pitcher too, by the way. So we'll tell you about. I believe it's Blaine Werkheiser out there. So let me tell you about Blaine Werkheiser as he warms up, and we'll. So yeah, Blaine Werkheiser's on the bump. Werkheiser 3-1 this year, 41 innings pitched, 3.41 ERA, 27 hits, 20 earned runs, 10 walks, 41 strikeouts. Teams are batting 166 against him as he steps onto the bump. So they go lefty righty here with Werkheiser. The line score on Brennan Confrady gives up 2 runs, both of them earned, 4 hits tonight, and he strikes out. Let's count them up for you here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Brennan Confrida strikes out 8 in 4 innings pitched tonight. He is in line to get the win in high school baseball. I believe you have to go 4 at least in high school. But yeah, I've seen some interesting hockey through the years, man, and just so it's just heartbreaking hockey. That's when the Capitals won the Stanley Cup and I'll be honest with you, back in 1994, long before you were even born, I actually cheered for the Rangers to win the Stanley Cup that year because it had been 50. Yeah, I mean, look, you had to. Everybody that was pulled into that year.
I wish I was alive for that.
That
I
was
haven't won since I've been born.
And here's the whole thing. I truly believed they were going to blow it to Vancouver. It looked like they were Vancouver tied that series at 3 games apiece.
Yeah.
And that should have never happened.
Mm-hmm.
But that team, the series they played was the one against the Devils in '94, and they won it in double overtime.
I've seen the clips of that, yeah.
Yeah, that was the series. All right, Werkheiser steps in here in the top of the 5th inning. It's that time of the year, folks. NBA, NHL, high school baseball, playoffs, all of it. First pitch, upstairs, ball 1. This is Dom Pecoraro. Dom has reached base twice tonight. Blaine's second pitch is strike 1. Got another good story for you you're going to like. Here's a shot, and what a play by Slavic. So in 1998, I think it was. Yeah, 98, because that's the year 97. Capitals and the Red Wings played in the Stanley Cup Finals. And it was the first year that the Capitals, first time the Capitals had ever reached the Stanley Cup Finals. My father, who was a prominent poultry executive at the time, was able to obtain a couple of tickets, and he couldn't go, and so he gave them to me. He said, whatever you do, make sure there's butts and seats tonight, because it was 3 games to none, and the Detroit Red Wings were going to win the Stanley Cup. 0-1 to Max Abrams. So ball goes to the backstop, 1-1. So we get down to the MCI Center, or again, whatever it was called. My buddy and I are sitting in the lounge area there, and 3 buses of Red Wing fans pull up. And I'm sitting there, and I'm looking at him. And keeping in mind, the Capitals are down 3-0 in this series. And I got a newborn on the way. So they all get off holding these signs up like they're doing political protests. But, instead of, boo blue or boo red, right, the signs say, I need tickets, all of them. Mm-hmm. So I walk outside, and I said, just curious, if you could get 2 seats right here tonight, how much would you pay for them? The guy gave me a price. Ground ball down the third base line. backhanded by Doherty across, and scoop by Confreda for the scoop.
That's smart. It's easier.
Camera wouldn't move. That is strange. That camera would not move. But a nice play by Doherty. Hold on here.
It's easier to long hop that than try and throw across there. So that's smart.
Yeah, no, that's a great play by Doherty, and that's some of the best defense I've seen Viera play all year. Ended up selling those tickets for $700 a piece.
700
a piece.
Oh my God.
Well, what's it worth to you to see your team win the Stanley Cup?
Oh, I would pay if I had to pay that for the
Rangers.
Right,
and these weren't seats in the nosebleeds either.
Yeah.
Foul back to the screen.
I would pay that for the Rangers to win the Cup. I mean, I thought I was in Costa Rica last year when they were in the conference finals, and I was sitting at dinner trying to tell them to put it on the TV in Costa Rica. So I would pay anything to go watch.
Right, that's my point. And so would he. In fact, the number he originally offered, I thought was way over the top. And I was like, no, man, here's what I'll be satisfied with. And I gave him the number. And I know that sounds idiotic, but, you know.
I get it, because.
I don't want to be that guy.
Yeah, no, I get it. I wouldn't want to be like that either.
No, I didn't get the tickets for anything. And the fact that I was walking away with $1,400 that I could put towards my newborn was just tremendous to me, you know?
Yeah.
1 and 2. Two outs here. Confreda has had his guys flashing the leather. First Slavic, and then Doherty. 2 and 2, so the deuce is wild situation here. Pitch. Got him.
That's a good inning.
Werkheiser strikes out Cole Griffin, and that will end it. So we'll go to the bottom of the fifth, and it's 3-2. But just to go back on that, have you ever been to a Stanley Cup final deciding game? I've been to a couple of them. I did pay to go see when I lived outside of Charlotte. I drove over to Raleigh, and I watched the Carolina Hurricanes beat the Edmonton Oilers in the 2007 Stanley Cup Finals in Game 7. That was pretty exciting.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I would want to see it, even if I wouldn't go out of my way, but if I would definitely go to go see a team win the cup, as long as it's not like the Islanders or something.
Yeah, no, right. And then I've been over a couple of times in games in which against the Blackhawks, the Lightning played the Blackhawks and staved off elimination. The cup was in the building for Chicago to win, but they didn't.
Yeah.
I saw the Capitals beat the Lightning in Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals over there in 2018.
Though, last year I wanted to go when the Rangers played Florida, and then when they played Tampa in 2021, I wanted to go too, but they charge way too much for. Yeah,
and who would ever thought Florida would be the hockey state, right?
Exactly. I mean, they're playing the Stadium Series in Miami, and the Rangers, and I told my dad that I'm gonna go
next year.
Yeah, no matter how much they cost, I'm going to go.
I'd like to see that myself. So, yeah. All right, back to baseball, folks. I promise. We just have the Stanley Cup playoffs on the side monitor here, and so Jeremy and I are both tremendous hockey fans, so we got into a little bit of hockey tonight. Aiden Cameron steps in. And they're still going with their guy out there, Logan Reed. And there's the hat falling off again.
I don't want to say anything and then jinx him again.
Yeah, right. I want to thank Jimmy Houlas for their support and sponsorship. And that's foul back to the screen. I want to welcome in Chrissy Lindbeck, one of the best real estate agents here in the 3-2-1. Information on the bottom of the screen. 3-2 is our score here. We are in the bottom of the fifth. And there's a ground ball. And the second baseman watches into his glove. Ooh.
He made that really close.
Yeah, made that a lot closer than it should be. In fact, I'm not even sure he was out, but I guess he got him by just a half a step. One out as Brady Jensen steps in, and Jensen just missed a home run his last time up. Zach Alarashi on deck. I can't wait to go back and read the comments and see how many people we angered with our hockey fans. By our apologies. Kind of feel bad about that. 3-2 here, and the 1-0 on the way to Jensen is 2-0. In the dirt.
Like he'll have a couple clean innings or like a clean inning, and then it'll be very sporadic next time he comes out. I don't know how his pitch count isn't.
Well, he's done because the guy from the bullpen just came back into the dugout.
I know. I just looked over. I saw him come back.
If this is a 4-pitch walk, his night could be over, and that won't be because that is on the corner for strike one. 3-1. And that is ball 4. Let's see if Yamamoto, and here he comes. Well, I think he's going to let him pitch to, he's going to let him go lefty-lefty here to Zach Alarashi. Yamamoto, and in case you're wondering, he's right there with the helmet on. That's the pitching coach, and they're debating right now whether or not he's a right-hander, so yeah, he's going to go get him.
Yeah, I think they told the catcher to go out there to buy time.
Yeah. Yep, he's ready. And looking, yep, there he goes. He's ready. Yep. All right, so the change will be made as Brady. That's a good job tonight by young junior pitcher Logan Reed.
I think he did good, yeah.
I think he did a nice job tonight. Got 3 runs, 5 hits.
Yeah, he kept him in the game, and it's the playoffs. That's all you could really ask for.
Yep. All right, this Viera Hawk RBI Club call to the bullpen. Brought to you by real estate expert Chrissy Lindback. We'll step aside and tell you all about the new pitcher for Dwyer when we return.
Hello, Space Coast. Alan Slaughter-Zinski for the Brevard Sports Network. I just wanted to take this opportunity to thank all of you for your support of BSN and allowing us to cover your student athletes and come into your home each and every night. Give us a follow on Facebook at Brevard Sports Network, and here's to many more years of top-notch sports coverage right here in Brevard County. Thanks again.
Your new Dwyer pitcher is number 6, Mike Friedel. Friedel this season is 1-0 with a 5.00 ERA. Friedel, a junior, 7 innings pitched, 9 hits, 6 runs, 5 of them earned, 4 walks, 5 strikeouts. This is Friedel's 9th appearance on the season, and he will face Zach Alarashi. Thank the real estate expert Chrissy Lindback for that call to the bullpen. as Uberzadi now steps to the bottom of your screen. Alarashi. Pitch. One out here. And there's a shot to the shortstop, 6-4, and won't get the turn. And Alarashi will reach on a fielder's choice. The pinch runner is Brady Mishok, and he'll go out 6-4. And that'll bring up Dominic Leone now with 2 outs here in the top or bottom of the 5th. So it's now Zach Alarashi at first. And that one is fouled back to the screen. Dom with a 2-for-2 night thus far. 2 singles. Low and outside, 1-1. I'm afraid to look at what the Orioles score is.
Have they not been doing good?
Are you kidding me? Let's see. Since Sunday, they have. Let's see. They didn't play Monday. They have lost 2 games, 31-2.
Oh my God!
Right.
Oh, I know Red Sox are doing good, so I'm happy.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. Go ahead and pat you. Give you the attaboys there. I couldn't be more thrilled to hear that the Orioles are struggling and the Red Sox are doing well. The only thing that would make that sentence more complete is the Yankees are in first place.
Yeah, that sucks for both of us.
2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. The turn card pitch. And Dom down the line. That's going to go all the way to the wall. And around second on his way to third, he'll be held up, is Zach Alarashi. And Dominic Leone takes a hanging curveball to the fence. And he is 3 for 3 tonight. And second and third with a little 2-out rally going on as the freshman Carter Lee steps in. Good piece of hitting.
Yeah, that was a really good hit. That's if they can bring even one other run here, it'd be huge.
A lot of insurance, wouldn't it?
Yeah, two runs, especially in the last 2 innings, is a lot.
Yep.
Bigger than one.
Three to 2. Pitch is a strike. 1-0. Lee tonight has singled and struck out. Nice piece of hitting way back in the first inning by him. The 0-1 is swung on. Good cut. 0-2. Runners at second and third. The 0-2 pitch on the way is low. 1-2. That's not Caden Doherty down at third either. Yeah, it is. Okay, yeah, it is. Got him. And catches him looking. And Lee goes down. It's a good pitch. And that will end the inning. The Hawks strand. Second time tonight, third time tonight, the Hawks have stranded runners in scoring position. We go to the top of the 6th inning. 3-2, Viera. All right, we got a pitching change. And I'm pretty sure it's the freshman Carter Lee, the lefty out there. And this is an interesting move by Coach Gifford in game one of the playoffs. With a rested pitching staff, he turns to the freshman. A lot of confidence in this young man. And Lee this season is 1-0. 4 innings pitched. And, well, when you've pitched 4 innings and you've struck out 8 batters, that's 2 per inning.
Yeah.
And you have, well, teams are batting 235 against you. So we'll see here.
He's got good stats.
Yeah, he does. Yes, he does. He's got the stats, and we've seen him once. Just an interesting situation to see him here in game one with just a 1-run lead as.
I mean, that was pretty nasty.
Yeah, that was nasty. 0-1. As this is Owen Hewitt, and Owen Hewitt is 1 for 2. And I'll take it. 0-2. Outside. Uh-oh. Okay. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Pitch. 2-2.
You could throw a breaking ball off of that.
Yes, you can. I think he needs to go back to whatever he threw on that first pitch.
Yeah.
The 2-2 got him. That thing has got a weird trajectory, but it is effective. His 9th strikeout of the season is the first out here in the top of the 6th as Caden Buford steps in. Buford tonight has walked and flied out, and Carter Lee's first pitch offering to him is strike 1.
He's pounding the zone.
Yes, he is. He's, you know what? He's doing exactly what you have to do as a young pitcher, and that's challenge him.
Yeah.
Strike 2.
That's just using the zone that they give you.
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
smart.
that's just smart. 0-2. Got him. And that's a beaut, Clark. 2 up, 2 down as Shane Rosenberg steps in.
He looks gross. He looks nasty right now.
You know, I think the thing is, sitting back here watching his pitches, they explode on you. They don't look that fast coming out of his hand, but it explodes on a hitter.
Yeah.
Now you got a lefty-lefty matchup, and you kind of feel bad for Shane Rosenberg here. Because I don't think he's got much of a shot with the way Lee has come into this game. Yeah, that would indicate that. I mean, that is just filthy.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
0-1. Oh, and 2. Been a while since I've seen a young man as a freshman come into a playoff game and do something like this. The 0-2 on its way. Carter Lee has struck out the side to end the 6th. Nice job by the freshman. We'll be back for the bottom of the 6th in just a moment. Bottom of the sixth, it'll be Caden Doherty, Brennan Confreda, and Trey Slavic for Viera, who's looking to add a little insurance here. Or will it be? It looks like we're going to get some pinch hitters here. Rogan Crockett will step in and bat here. So Rogan Crockett will take his cuts and step in to face Friedel. Crockett. .214 hitter this season, 3 RBIs. And Friedel's first pitch offering to Crockett is a strike one. Couple of good lefties out there, huh, Jeremy?
Yeah, this is some good pitching. I mean, no one scored a run since the third inning.
It's not as if, too, that – hold on here. Yep, it's a little high. It's not as if these guys aren't putting the bat on the ball. I mean, this is a good baseball game.
Yeah, it is.
1-1. Nice pitch. Good cut. 1-2.
Looked like a changeup or something.
Yeah, it died out. You see it?
Yeah, that's why. I'm pretty sure that's why he swung over the top of it.
Yeah, it came inside out on him, and he swung. Yeah, you're right. He swung over the top. Good call. Oh, that's just a beautiful pitch.
Thing.
Yep. That one tracked in on him a little further. 1 out. And we're going to get another pinch hitter. Luca Bongiovi steps in. Luca's looking to give Friedel a bad name. Getting a base hit here. That's how you know you're working with somebody that's young. He did not get the reference. The 1-0. 1-1 to Luca. Slavic on deck. Viera just 3 outs away from taking a 1-0 lead in the series. Pitch up. That crossed the plate high. The umpires in the stands wearing the Dwyer hats don't like it, but it's a ball. I mean, I'm still cut from the ilk where it ain't where where it lands, right?
Yeah, it's where it crosses.
Yeah, it's where it crosses the plate.
Because it'd be if you throw a high breaking ball, it crosses over the top.
You mean like that last pitch?
Yeah.
Right. 2-2. Upstairs, 3-2.
Or even if you got a loopy 12-6 or something, it'll end looks middle, but it crossed at your chest.
The 3-2, swing and a miss. And that is strikeout number 3 for Friedel, the second of this inning. And Trey Slavic steps in. He struck out looking and doubled. No, he didn't double.
It's a walk, I think.
Yeah. No, he popped out to the second baseman. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's what he did. Yeah. The 1-0 is bad call.
I like how fast this guy works.
Yeah. And it's 1-1. Swing and a miss. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
I always found it easier to get in a rhythm when you're going faster.
Yeah.
Going faster, getting your signs and everything.
That's what I think Brennan Confreda was missing earlier tonight. You know what I mean? A portion of his game. I don't think he could find that rhythm. And guess what? Hurdles Friedel says, anything you can do, I can do too. He also strikes out the side. But the problem for Dwyer is they trail by 1 with just 3 outs left. Can the freshman finish them off? Back with the top of the 7th here on BSN. All right, top of the 7th. And down to their final 3 outs, the defending 6A state champs in their first playoff game since winning the state championship last year. It'll be Tyler Thrush, Rocco Blanco, and Colton Stevens. As Carter Lee came in the bottom of the 6th and struck out the side, and he works Thrush with a pitch right down Viera Boulevard, 0-1. He wanted to call it, but he didn't. 1-1. A little too far outside. Swing and a miss. 1-2.
No one's touching him. I don't
No.
think anyone's hitting that.
They're not even fouling it off.
Yeah, no one's even touched the ball.
The 1-2 is 2-2.
You could throw a slider back door if you wanted to. Or, I mean, no one's hitting the fastball. I mean, you could really throw anything.
You could probably put it on a tee and they'd miss.
Yeah, at this point, yeah.
2-2. Hawk pitching has held Dwyer to 4 hits tonight. And there's a little shot, but Slavic is there to haul it in for out number. And that was just trying to stay alive. That out right there is from that outside strike.
Yeah,
because he's throwing the bat head on it to just try to get some wood on it because he knows if he doesn't, it's a strike, and he ends up popping out to Slavic. So that's a good pitch from Lee. Rocco Blanco steps in.
You really can't do anything with that. Like,
nope. Strike 1.
He's also not getting behind anything either. Not getting behind any counts, I mean.
Yeah, filling up the zone. And there's a shot down the third base line by Doherty. Over to first. Got him. Yeah. What a play. Caden Doherty with a dead-in-it moment. And that's 2 outs.
That's huge.
Yeah, that is way huge. Great play. One and 0. It's the first hitter tonight he has fallen behind, if you want to call it that. Lee to Colton. Swing and a miss. And, I mean, this kid is dotting the zone.
He's doing everything right.
Yes, he is. The 1-1. That's a beaut, Clark. And he hits the area.
You could literally throw anything.
Yep, 1-2 now. 2 outs. Final strike for Dwyer. The pitch upstairs, 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Deuce is wild here in the top of the 7th inning. Viera on top, 3-2. What did that hit?
The plate, I think, like the front of the plate.
That's crazy. All right, now it's a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. And listen, as good as he's been, you do not want to put this guy on. The 3-2. Ball is driven into right field. Alarashi back, and tracks for the third and final out. And the Viera Hawks come away victorious in game 1, 3-2. As Carter Lee gets the save, Brennan Confreda will get the win. And the Viera Hawks will be back here tomorrow night to try to finish off the Dwyer Panthers. And if they do so, we'll have a new state champion in 6A, because Dwyer is your defending champs. In fact, they knocked Viera out of the Final Four last year. Your final line score: 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors for Dwyer. Viera, 3 runs, 6 hits, no errors, and stellar defense tonight by the Hawks. It is one of the reasons why they are up 1-0 tonight. Viera's defense this year has been suspect at times, but certainly not tonight. It is as solid as a rock, and the Hawks get the win. We'll be back. You had a score update. Heritage had lost 12-2, and so check with BSN later tonight. We'll get you updated. Join me tomorrow from Satellite High School at 3 o'clock for Satellite and Key West for Game 3, and back here tomorrow night for Game 2 between the Panthers and the Hawks. For Jeremy, for Ellie, I'm Alan Slaughter-Zinski. This has been a presentation of Brevard Sports Network. Once again, your final score: Viera Hawks 3, Dwyer Panthers 2.